What happened at FTX is horrendous, right? It looks like just gross mismanagement. It looks like total lack of proper governance and controls and really bad behavior by some individuals. It's not specific to the underlying asset. We have seen this happen time and time again throughout history with fiat currency and ordinary assets. It's unfortunately not that uncommon a story. So we shouldn't confuse the bad actors of some individuals with an underlying asset that, you know, the code isn't guilty of anything here.
Hello and welcome back to Cryptollennium. What you just witnessed was a clip of Senator Pat Toomey giving his 2 cents about SBF and the crypto market as a whole. Today we'll be going over some recently disclosed information that may suggest SBF is the cause of Luna's collapse. Celsius being forced to return funds to certain users, but not all. An interesting fact about the crypto market and its users. Some final notes about where Bitcoin is as a whole. So without further ado, please like and subscribe and let's dig in. So before we get into SBF and what's going on with him, new evidence that may be coming out about him, we'll be talking about how a bankruptcy judge orders $44 million in crypto to be returned to Celsius customers. The amount, which applies to only crypto held within custody accounts, is a tiny fraction of the billions Celsius owes to creditors. The latest decision comes from an agreement that was reached between Celsius advisors and stakeholders that crypto deposited in the custody accounts belong to its users and not the platform. The amount, which applies to crypto held within custody accounts, is a tiny fraction of the billions that Celsius owes creditors. So it's important to note that this order only applies to pure custody assets, those that have never touched Celsius's earn accounts and have only ever been held in the custody program. So Celsius held over $210 million in custody accounts as of August 29th, but only around $44 million of funds fit within this latest order's criteria. On the other hand, Celsius's earn accounts, which are the accounts that enable depositors to earn interest, is where the majority of the $4.7 billion worth of user funds is currently being locked up. Ridiculous. This is a tremendous amount of money, but hopefully they can recover. So a bit of a red flag, Celsius has argued that users who deposited funds within its earn accounts gave up ownership of the funds when they agreed to the company's terms of service. Now, and arguably one of the most interesting pieces of today's news, NYC prosecutors probing Sam Bankman-Fried's role in the Terra USD collapse. Did Sam Bankman-Fried have a hand in the collapse of Terra blockchain and its Luna stablecoin? According to a Wednesday report by the New York Times, Manhattan prosecutors are looking into it. So in a specific statement, U.S. prosecutors in Manhattan are examining the possibility that Mr. Bankman-Fried steered the prices of 2 interlinked currencies, Terra USD and Luna, to benefit the entities he controlled, including FTX and Alameda Research, the report says. Now take a look at this. Terra USD, or UST, produced by Terraform Labs, is an algorithmic stablecoin. It was designed to maintain its peg to the US dollar through an arbitrage network, which bought and sold Terra's cryptocurrency Luna. For those of us who aren't aware, or to just remind everybody, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is well known for gaining his wealth through arbitrage trading. This is quite ironic. Terra lost its peg to the US dollar in May after Terraform Labs flooded the market with Luna tokens to prop up the 1-to-1 UST to dollar peg. That drastic action was prompted by a torrent of sell orders for Terra USD, which an unnamed source said came from FTX. At the time, FTX had shorted the price of Luna as well, in an apparent attempt to yield a fat profit, quote unquote. I don't know about you guys, but this seems too ironic or coincidental to not be true. On a more optimistic note, just 8% of Americans have a positive view of crypto, a CNBC survey says. So if you're here and you're listening to this, and you still feel positively and you have optimism about the crypto market as a whole, you are in the minority at this point, and congratulations. We are among the few who are supporters of the new frontier. One last note, the survey also indicated that a fair amount of crypto investors are turning sour on the asset class too, as 42% of such respondents indicated to have a somewhat or very negative view of crypto. If you're new to this and you just lived through Luna, Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, and recently FTX, I don't blame you. You're only human. But it gets better. And last but not least, Bitcoin holders show rapid new accumulation for the first time in this bear market. Is this a bottom signal? So the Bitcoin 1 week to 1 month realized cap UTXO age bands have sharply gone up. The realized cap is a Bitcoin capitulation model that values each coin in the circulating supply using the price at which it was last moved. The metric then calculates the true valuation of Bitcoin by summing up all these values of the individual coins. So here's the chart below, and it shows how the percentage of the realized cap contributed by this age band has changed over the years. If you take a look, it's only happened twice since 2015, and possibly never before then because we may not have had enough data, but it's happened already, case one, and there's a good chance that it could happen again, but this would be an anomaly. So keep this in mind when you're looking at the chart, that we could have a case two scenario where we see another capitulation. Referencing the title of this, the indicator's value rising thus suggests that investors have done some fresh accumulation and lows following this crash. From the chart, it's apparent that such rises have historically coincided with cyclical lows in the price. Another interesting thing to note is that between these spikes in the metric during the previous two cycles, there were 1,358 days. The current rise has come 1,444 days after the last one, which is a similar length as the gap before. If there is really a pattern here, then the Bitcoin bottom may be very close, if not already in. As we all know, there are two sides at looking at this, although on the bright side, we are definitely closer to the bottom than we are to the top. With that said, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.